Hi, in today's video we're going to be talking about and covering in some detail how to get more traffic to your website in 2020. This is the place to find detailed information that will help you make money online now in 2020. If you are interested in looking at the blueprint that I use, a step-for-step blueprint that I use to build my business currently, the link is in the description below the video. Without further ado, let's move on to today's content. How to get more traffic to your website in 2020. How to get more traffic to your website. First thing we're going to talk about is using Google search engine for free. That's one of our methods. Alphabet soup method. I'm going to go through the alphabet soup method and explain to you how that works and what it is, and for how we can find tons of new keyword search terms that you can use to write content with. This will give you tons of new ideas. You can write articles, subjects you can cover, even ways to narrow down your niche. So writing ideas, like I said, from not only writing articles, maybe you can create videos from them, create PDFs, content magnet leads, whatever. It'll be great for ideas. As posts are written, better rankings from Google and more authority assigned to the site. I'll explain how that works for you. As a beginner, you need to realize there's certain things that have ways that they work and things that don't work. And we'll go over that with you as well. So the first thing we're going to look at today is keyword research. We're going to talk, say if you had two sites. So say if you own this site here, it's called Small Wags. And you're talking about small dogs. And then the other site is, let's say you own this. It's called the Conscientious Eater. It's about plant-friendly diet, basically kind of a cross between keto and a vegan type thing. This woman who I'm familiar with, has a blog, but she has an extensive blog here about keto meals and like that. So we're going to use small dogs and keto. And we're going to go to Google search. And let's put in the small dogs. And what you're going to get is, you've seen this before, what you get is Google will give you a bunch of keyword phrases that immediately, these are phrases people are looking for right now in the area I live in, which is the Rochester, New York area. But what you can do is take this and go a space and then go A. These are all letter A. And this is where the alphabet soup comes in. And you can go through, and this is going to give you a whole bunch of keywords. Let's say if you wanted to go B. These are all things, keyword phrases, small dogs with B. And C. This is going to give you, let's try E, give you all kinds of ideas. You can click on these and try these terms and do the same thing. So as you can see, you can go on for a long period of time and you're going to come up with keywords. S, short hairs, okay? So if you wanted to go, take this term here, small dog, short hair, okay? And you can go back to Google and try the same thing. And what you can do is you'll come up with a whole new series of words. B. There's all small hair, small dog, short hair, B terms. So you can do that. D. It'll give you all kinds of subject matters. You know, some won't be as prolific as others, but you can go through this. It's called alphabet soup. Another thing I would suggest, there's a thing that I use right now called Keywords Everywhere. I'll put a link for the down in the description for this. But this is not quite free, but it's really close to being free. If you look at keyword tools that you can buy or gain access to, the popular one, basically you're spending a lot of money per month on them. This one, look at it real quick, buy 10,000, 100,000 credits for $10. This will last you a long time. It's basically set up by using an app to install on your Chrome, or if you have Firefox. And what it will do is allow you to do keyword research on keywords. And again, if you have the site Small Dogs, or if you have the site the keto site, define keywords for more content, what people are looking for. Now remember, these people are looking for these. These are most searched for terms from most to least in these areas of suggestion, but they're looking for them currently online. Someone's looking for them. So that's an idea of some ways to get some more content through keyword research. And I thought I'd share those. Those are free ways or really inexpensive ways, because $10 for this, if you have a specific area that you're looking at, maybe a dog site, small dog site, or keto, will be effectively very inexpensive for you to spend the money on. So another keyword research tool that is really, really good for writing content. By the way, these videos kind of creep me out. Keep expecting to hear someone say something, but there's no one saying anything. They just look like they're saying something. So anyway, the answerthepublic.com will give you user intent, give you questions, gives you a list of questions. Let's put in a keyword search right now. We'll do keto diet. We'll do search. What it's going to do is provide you 3 to 4 different areas here that you can compare. Okay, what it's going to do is give you questions that people are looking for answers to, prepositions that would match up, comparisons, and alphabeticals, and related to. So there's a lot of content here. Let's look at questions. Okay, as you can see here, there's a lot of questions. These are what questions? Okay, these are keto, let's see, are keto diet pills bad for you? But you can see, look at all the questions here. Each one of these could be an article. Each one of these could lead to many other articles being written. Okay. Here's the prepositions. Keto diet for women, vegans, beginners, with, keto diet with eggs, keto diet with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, that is. Keto diet with carbs, keto diet with fasting, without cans, using prepositions, comparisons, the versus things, keto diet versus fasting, keto diet versus, Dukan, keto diet versus low carb diet. As you can see, there's a lot here. Alphabeticals, it goes through the alphabet. It even gives you little insights here on how they are going on trending per month and how the trend is. So, this is a free site, free information that is extremely rich that you can use for keyword research that will help you out to provide better content, more in-depth content. And you can write to your heart's content as well. So the second major thing I'm going to teach you today is how to get more traffic to your website is by creating better content, because better content will define your website and your blog better for Google. They'll have a better understanding of who you are. Once they understand who you are and they realize that better and more thoroughly, they're going to give you better rankings. So what you want to do is, number one, you want to be thorough to answer the user intent. What is the biggest reason someone has found your content? If you have analyzed it and set it up properly, when you wrote the content, then the person to whom you're writing the content will be, basically, they'll have an answer. They'll have their intent will be answered. Whatever it is they put into Google search engine, the reason they were given that content is because Google says, okay, from that phrase you put into Google, the best way to answer is the content that you wrote on your blog, on your website. So that's because you were thorough in your answer to that keyword phrase. The second thing is you need to empathize with the user intent. You need to know who you're writing to. You need to have an avatar. You need to have it figured out as to who you're writing to, who matches the keywords you've decided to write about. Who are they? Who's that person? Who's that? Zero in on one person. Who's that person? Because if that content can empathize with the user intent, with what they're looking for, you're good as gold with them. Write your content for the user, not for you. Very often, early on when I was learning to write for a blog, I was writing for me, what I wanted to share, what I was excited about sharing that I knew. But as I became more experienced, I realized that I needed to do more research. I needed to get into the character more. I needed to realize who it was I was writing for. And write for the user, not for you. That's very important. The last point I want to cover in this is to be thorough, to use good grammar, good punctuation, and to be understood. These are 4 points within this context, but this is very important. You want to be thorough and short and concise, not long-winded, with what you're trying to write in your content. Always making sure you go back and check to make sure the content is being written for the purpose of a keyword. What's the keyword? What's the purpose? What's the person looking for with the keyword that they put in? And that you're then answering that keyword intent. Use good grammar. Obviously, these are good things that you want to represent and be proud of your work. You want to use good grammar so that they don't get confused. You're not a spinner. You're a person. So write content that makes sense. Use good grammar. Make it so that it flows. Make it so that it's a simpler level of understanding so more people can be reached. Make sure you use good punctuation because, again, you want to be represented properly. You want it to be looked as professional. And the last thing is to be understood. Go back and look at your content when you're done. And I recommend not just you've been working on it for 4 hours, don't go back and reread it then. What I very often have to do is go back several hours later or even the next day or two and read it through again because you have fresh eyes and you have been away from that content for a while. It'll help out. You'll see things. You'll see punctuation you missed. You see that you didn't use good grammar in an area. And you'll find mostly that a point will be brought up and it'll be confusing, more confusing than, I guess, understood properly. So the thing is just to be thorough, use good grammar, good punctuation, and be understood. So the third point I want to bring up in today's video, we're trying to get more traffic to your website. And we want to talk about words that sell your content. There was a book written a few years ago that I purchased a couple years ago. It's called Words That Sell by Richard Bayan. And I'll put a link to it down in the description. And by the way, the link will be an affiliate link. And what I want to reason I'm talking about this book is because this part is about being smarter with your word choices. Number one, you want to use power words when writing. You want to use words that will influence your reader. They'll evoke emotions in your reader to get your reader involved in the content. Not only will they evoke emotions in the reader and get them involved, but you want the reader you want to write at an easy reading level. They used to say, and some copywriters say they write for a third grade education. The simpler the reading is, the wider your net is, the more people you'll allow into reading your content and being able to get something from your content. So write at an easy reading level. Your style should match the audience you are addressing. So if you're writing to let's say if you're writing a fishing blog, you can be a little more outgoing, more outgoing, more outdoorsy with how you're writing it. But figure out, again, the avatar we mentioned in the second point is know who your audience is. Write in a style that fits them, that doesn't offend them. The reader should sit up and take notice. As I mentioned earlier, they should be involved in the conversation. You want them in their mind talking back to you and keep reading what you're writing because they find it interesting. They find that you invited them in. They find it comfortable to read your material. So you want them to sit up and take notice. You want something there that they didn't know, something they're searching for. Again, user intent. Appeal to the emotions rather than the intellect. You can write as, I guess, esoteric. You can write as highbrow as you want. You can show how intelligent you are, but as I mentioned in point 2, write for the user. Don't write for yourself. So again, if you are intellectual on the content, if you are an expert, if you feel you have an expertness to sell, just remember, appeal to the emotions more than the intellect. That will always get you a friend and someone that will always read your material. Be accurate and be specific. Don't offend. Again, make sure what you're telling someone and sharing with someone is accurate. Make sure you're being specific in details that you're sharing. Do not be obtuse, if you will. Don't be wide open for interpretation, but be specific with the point. Drive it home with focus. And also don't offend. Use proper language. Use language that's not below someone. That's not putting someone down. That's not bringing yourself above the person. So don't offend. Very important. So just do not offend a person. Do not belittle them. Do not put yourself above them. Just realize that as we go through these points, I want to use some specific examples to kind of drive these home. And I'll give you a screenshot of what the book, at the end of the video, what the book looks like, Words That Sell. So if you're interested in that, you can go to Amazon and buy the book today, as well as looking at the video. So let's move on. So the fourth point in today's video I want to make on how to get more traffic to your website. I want to talk about dressing it up, making your site sizzle. Just don't produce a product that is kind of bland. You want it to look modern. You want it to look good. The first point is use good formatting skills. I want to go over some examples of them with you so that you understand what it is I'm talking about. You should dress it up, make it sizzle, use a good legible font. Font size is important. Font size for older people, if it's content that older people will be reading, font size is important to them. So you want to be making your font size maybe a little bit extra larger. I usually go with a 16, 15 or a 16 size font so that it can be seen better. A legible font is a font that is a standard, easy to read font. That would be something you want to have. You want to use header tags, H2, H1 tags. That's part of organizing your content properly. It highlights different areas of your content. Will also be used as good eye-catching phrases that will be part of them continuing to read down through past the fold on your site online. That would be important to you to have as well. Mix the page up with images and a video once in a while. If you have a video you can find or a video you can create. But mix up content. You have content, images, and video once in a while. And we'll go over an example of what that looks like and why that's important. Link out to authority sites in your content. This is very important. What this does, it involves getting other sites that are authority sites involved with your content, helping people to get more content available to them than what you're writing. But if you're talking about something and it's interest to them, link out to that. I would make that a link in another window. Don't have them just leave your site because you want to keep them on your site. But if you provide that link, then it's important that you do it. Google loves that you're linking out to higher and more important authority sites. And then last is interlink to other posts on your site. Look for relationship posts, relational posts that you've written that are related to each other, interlink to them. That is another way of keeping people on your site, keeping people excited about the content, showing them if they got to one page that you have another page that's similar, but even more content on the subject. That's a good way to do that as well. So let's move on and look at some specific examples with these areas to bring these to light so you can see better what I'm talking about. So keeping in mind everything we've talked about previously in the video, just want to go over a couple pages and a couple sites to highlight some things. to make these more practical examples for you. On the Conscientious Eater site, Faith here has written, like this one post here is whole wheat vegan banana pancakes. And you'll have pertinent information in here. She talks immediately, you can jump to the recipe. She knows, as for your user intent, that if you've come here, you're probably looking for a recipe. Let's say the word was whole wheat vegan pancakes. Might be the word of intent. This might rank for that, be brought here. So, but as you get more content and value from this by recipes from her site, you would probably start relating to her, because she'll post. First, she uses pictures a lot, large pictures, which present. It's a great way to present your content. And if you're in this kind of niche, this is the kind of stuff people are looking for. This is, this is knowing your user, knowing your viewer, knowing who's coming to the site. They want to see what it looks like, so they can almost taste it, seeing it. It's presented really well. Then she talks about it, and she talks about her husband and her having the pancakes for almost 7 years since they've been married. So that's bringing you in. It's bringing emotions of comfort of home, comfort foods, but yet you're a vegan, so it's going to take care of all that. And she talks about what you're looking for, the kind of ingredients that are going to be involved in making this. But you're going to look at fun pancake add-ons, things you can add on to the pancakes that are good. How to make pancakes without eggs. You can see it's very detailed. She knows this is the kind of stuff people are looking for. And I'll guarantee if you go back, I know she's probably at 400 or 500 posts at this point. And you could take and look and see how she's grown and she's developed this site. She knows her people. She knows the people that come here much, much better than she ever did. So everything's getting better. It's written out better. It's formatted better. Okay, come to my one site. I've been doing this for a few years. I know what people are looking for. This ranks very well with Google. So you're doing headers, as I mentioned, formatting, different colors. I have a plugin I have that people can click to other things. These are all to make this user friendly. I highlight. This is a link. Highlight it with color. Interlinking, which I talked about. Okay. Affiliate linking. Okay. If we go on through, this is spaced out. Font size is good. Colors are good. Site's clean. There's pictures breaking up. Again, headers, personal pictures. Begin breaking it up as you come through your products that people click on and purchase. Okay, so it's just important that you format and you give them suggestions for things. Talk about pole mounting, but then give them suggestions for why things that would mount the weather station properly. Okay, so it's just a thing of going through, making things look good for you, making them look. Here's another area, kids and weather. I rank very well for this. What are instruments for kids? I go through an article is broken up here. Things are highlighted. Things are formatted. There's links. Here's, this goes out to storm chasing. So it's more information. I mentioned it, but I linked out to Wikipedia. As you see, I had to use another window so I can come back to where they were on my site. So these are just all things that are very important that you want to think about in laying out content, because this makes content rank well with Google. At the bottom, I also link out to other related posts on the site that you also might be interested in reading. Okay, so this is all stuff that works good towards getting more traffic to your site. So I want to talk to you about words that sell. We were talking about in one slide presentation about the creating content using words. And this book is divided into 3 sections. It's grabbers, descriptions, and benefits, and clinchers. It basically goes through the book and talks about such things as teasers, headlines, slogans, opening statements, provocative questions, and other attention grabbers that pull your audience into your message. And I talked to you about emoting emotion. And then descriptions and benefits, words that make and describe your product better to help you with that. And clinchers, finalizing statements, including guarantees and ordering information, closing statements that can help sway an undecisive reader into a purchaser of a product or someone that will subscribe to your channel. So Richard in the book gives you a crash course in copywriting, how to write, when to write, categories of copy, different types of things you're writing for, whether it be catalogs, self-mailers, direct mail packages. Okay, there's such things as there's a whole section on teasers, how to include the word free and prize into phrases, sales, discounts, trial offers, heads and slogans, opening with a question, salutations and invitations. Just as an example, snappy transitions. Now for the first time, now there's even a better way to. Fortunately, here's why, here's how. A miracle, question mark, fair enough, question mark. But you can see this is would be very appealing. There's words such as appealing, and it gives you a whole list of words that are appealing. But all these word phrases are just there to help you become a better writer. That's why I recommend going to the link in the bottom to purchase this book. It'll help you better with your writing of content on your site. So in summation, these are areas that you can do. It's just going to take work and research to do them, but they're basically free to do. They're things that will make a big difference in getting more attention from Google, getting better rankings, which is a good way to get more traffic to your site. And that was what we were talking about today, is how to get more traffic to your site in 2020. So if you like this video today, and I gave you some content that you have to contemplate, and you make something out of it for yourself to improve yourself, then please like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And while you're at it, hit the bell icon so you get notified of any new videos that we publish to our channel. So as always, we thank you for watching. We appreciate you, and so long.